Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, 2026, and we'd like to welcome everyone to the board meeting. We'll call this meeting to order at 9 a.m. Our meeting is live streamed, and you can join us online by going to our website. Other viewing options are available at tctvonline.com. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to please mute their phones. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute your phone when your agenda item is ready to be discussed. For those joining via computer, please unmute your microphone and turn on your camera when your agenda item is called. All others must remain muted with their cameras turned off. Thank you very much. Welcome. We have one guest. Did you sign the book, Sean?
I did.
Fantastic. All right, let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Brian, would you mind leading us?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to start off with agenda item 3, which is public comment, and we do have, I think, one online person who would like to speak. April, are you on there, and can you hear me?
Good morning. This is April Bailey.
Good morning, April.
Hi. I'm resident of Nesco, and I'm asking you to vote no on agenda item number 11, the purchase of property for $2 million. Because at this time, it does not represent the will of the people nor your stated priorities of financial responsibility. While I recognize the commissioners for their representation of Tillamook County at the state and national level, this board has made shockingly undemocratic decisions that do not represent the hardworking people of Tillamook County. For the last few months, the board has made the following decisions: voted for raises for all elected officials, including themselves, voted to support an effort to transfer timber revenues from the people of Tillamook County to the Confederate Grand Round tribes, voted for continued county employee raises and job descriptions that significantly increase the burden to the county. Despite these financial losses to the county, the commissioners insisted on reducing the elected treasurer position to a non-benefit quarter salary position, which resulted in your current financial director to be the only person to file for the elected position, which she will intend to hold while being your full-time employee. This was done allegedly to save $60,000 to $80,000 per year. But now you're considering a building purchase of $2 million that has the possibility of requiring $6 million in renovation before you can occupy it. This is financially nonsensical and is not in alignment with the will of the people or your stated goals. Please vote no on agenda item number 11. Thank you.
Thank you very much, April. Appreciate your comment. Okay, moving along, we have no non-agenda items. We'll start with our legislative administrative items. Item number 5, consideration of a 7th Amendment to Oregon Health Authority 2025-2027 Intergovernmental Agreement number 185828 for the financing of public health services. Marlene Putnam, Administrator, Health and Human Services. And I just want to add, I forgot to mention at the beginning that Commissioner Bell is online today. So she is remote and she is here. So we will hear her vote or second as we need it. So Marlene, good morning.
Good morning. This is a small amendment to our agreement with the Oregon Health Authority, and as indicated, it's the 7th Amendment. Specifically, this relates to Program Element 03, which relates to tuberculosis case management or communicable disease response. In this amendment, the state of Oregon is taking out the funds that were in that line item in order to pay this via invoice for services provided straight from the county or this department. A total of $3,800. So that's what the reduction is in this budget proposal on attachment A on page 4. We will continue to provide services as we have in the past. This is just a different way for reimbursement. And we'll do invoices for that.
Okay, great. Thank you. Commissioner Bell, any comments or questions?
None for me, thank you.
Nope, Seventh Amendment, these just keep coming.
I don't have any either. So ready for a motion?
Mr. Chair, in consideration of a Seventh Amendment to the Oregon Health Authority 2025-2027 Intergovernmental Agreement Number 185828 for the financing of public health services, I move approval.
I second.
Having a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Oh, Mary Faith, you sound very, very under the weather. I'm so sorry.
I don't feel great, it's
Being
true.
based today.
She's a baritone. Anyway, get better soon. Thank you for showing up anyway. Moving on to agenda item 6, consideration of the update of signature cards for Oregon Business Development Department awards support grant fund disbursements for the Shiloh Levy project. Chris Lady, Public Works Director. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Commissioners. So the county has 2 grants with Biz Oregon, and one of which is special. It is from the Public Works Levy Fund, and the second one is a direct apportionment from the state managed by Biz Oregon. In order to the programs work where we spend the money and then we seek reimbursement. We'd previously authorized a couple people to be able to draw down the funds. However, we have a different treasurer / director of financial services. I'm now involved with this project. Neither one of us are on the signature card. Deborah was, but not in her current capacity. Rachel was, but not under her current title. So what this request is for the 2 separate grants, 2 separate signature cards, is to authorize all 3 of us to make a request for reimbursement. It takes 2 signatures. But this essentially adds me to it and corrects the titles for for Deborah and Rachel.
Okay, great. Sounds like some housekeeping. Commissioner Bell, do you have any questions or comments?
I do not, but I'm so glad this is moving forward.
Wonderful.
No questions.
I also have no questions. I'm ready for the motion.
Mr. Chair, in consideration of the update of signature cards for Oregon Business Development Department awards to support grant fund disbursements for the Shiloh Levy project, I move approval.
I second.
Okay, hearing a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have the Chris show again today, so he has a few items for us. Agenda item 7, consideration of an order in the matter of notice of intent to award a contract for goods with Bayview Asphalt Incorporated for the Tillamook County 2026 asphalt procurement. Chris Lady, Director of Public Works.
So also a little bit of housekeeping. I'll give the overview of agenda items 7, 8, and 9. County has bought asphalt for a long time from vendors. When we stopped making our own asphalt, we have purchased asphalt. We need to have a contract with people we buy asphalt from. So we put out a call for bid, and we sent out 8 different copies of the bid solicitation documents. We received 3 quotes for that, one from Bayview Road and Driveway and SE Paving. It is based on the dollar amount per ton that we purchase. It does allow to be adjusted on a monthly basis. So any impacts on Iran is definitely going to impact that. People ask me all the time, it's like, what has Iran got to do with paving in Tillamook County? And the answer to that is the oil that's in asphalt is oil. And then it's diesel that hauls that stuff out hauls the asphalt out there. So the trucks operate on diesel, the paver operates on diesel, the roller operates on diesel. So it's very, fortunate that we do have, it's a good thing that we have the ability for the contractors to adjust their price on a monthly basis. Last year, it actually benefited us. This year, it is going to end up probably benefiting the asphalt suppliers. We don't want them to go out of business. They're in business. We need the asphalt. We want them to continue. We have a good relationship with all 3. Last year, everybody that pretty much we're going to award a contract to each of the 3 people that submitted a bid. So no favoritisms. There's a dollar amount that's in there. That doesn't mean we're going to spend that much money on SE or give that much money to SE or Bayview. Is essentially a ceiling. And if we need to modify that, we'll modify that, but we go out and we spend $20,000, then that allows us to do. We just can't exceed the dollar threshold that's in each of these contracts without an amendment.
Okay, great. Commissioner Bell, comments, questions?
No comments, thank you.
Just that I know the price of diesel is rising. My husband has a diesel truck and he drives for the bus district, which is diesel, and he's been quoting me prices daily. So it is on the rise, $6-ish, he said when he came through back from Portland yesterday on the bus. So
Card lock in town here is close to $6.
yeah, we have card lock to try to beat the price, and that isn't working either. I was hearing that too. Thank
It's
you.
not, well, thanks, Chris, for being on top of that. I'm thinking I'm ready for a motion.
Mr. Chair, in consideration of an order in the matter of a notice of intent to award a contract for goods with Bayview Asphalt Inc. for the Tillamook County 2026 asphalt procurement, I move approval. Oops,
I
sorry.
second.
The order number's down here, so I'm just going to amend that to consideration of order number 26-014 in the matter of a notice of intent to award a contract for goods with Bayview Asphalt Inc. for the Tillamook County 2026 asphalt procurement.
I second.
Okay, hearing a motion in a second. I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Chris, the other two are for the same topic, correct?
That's correct. It's the same. They have different prices per ton, and it's exactly the same thing, just a different name.
Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and I'm ready for a motion. We'll just move through
Sure.
these.
Mr. Chair, in consideration of order number 26-015 in the matter of a notice of intent to award a contract for goods with Road and Driveway Company for Tillamook County 2026 asphalt procurement, I move approval.
I second.
Okay, hearing a motion in a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, in consideration of an order in the matter of a notice of intent to award a contract for goods with SC Paving Company for the Tillamook County 2026 asphalt procurement, I move approval. Did
I
I do
second.
26-016?
Okay, so I hear a motion in a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you, Chris. I think that's it for him. Rachel, I was wrong. We're buzzing through this.
We may want to go into executive session when we're done with this one.
That's what I'm
We
thinking
can
too.
talk about that. yeah.
Okay, we have agenda item number 10. This is consideration of amendment number 7 to intergovernmental agreement number 4626 with the city of Tillamook for the Southern Flow Corridor Landowner Preferred Alternative Project. Rachel Haggerty, Chief Administrative Officer.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Commissioners. The Southern Flow Corridor project was a 640-acre wetland restoration and flood mitigation project that they worked with several partners on over a decade, which concluded with the project being fully constructed and implemented in 2017. The project was over $11 million and upwards of 100 partners were involved in that time period. So we continue to maintain the property and work with our partners to do that. To maximize the project benefits during the development, it was determined that private property would need to be acquired to receive the flood mitigation and wetland restoration goals. And one of those properties we refer to as the Sawdry property because Sawdry was the owner, last name is Sawdry, at the time the county acquired it. So the county acquired, leading up to the project implementation, the Sawdry property, which is a 65-acre property along Hocourt and Slough, west of the bridge in downtown Tillamook. During the project development, the county was working on, the city of Tillamook was working on its parks plans and furthering its goals along Hocourt and Slough. And additionally, it was noted that the Sawdry property is within the city limits and the urban growth boundary and adjacent to city lands. And so primarily for those reasons, the city and the county agreed at that time that once the property was acquired and the project was fully implemented, that the county would convey the property to the city. And so the intergovernmental agreement that you see before you, the original reflected that intent. And so since 2015, we have had many starts and stops to the conveyance of the property. The biggest hurdle has been the funding for the property that the county received to purchase it was provided by the Oregon Watershed Enhancement Board, and it was a a lengthy, involved process of a grant approval and a pretty heavy grant application. And we incorrectly assumed that the transfer would be us turning over the title. We weren't asking for compensation from the city. It was going to be a donation. And that was not the case. The city was going to have to go through the whole application process again. It's a paperwork exercise to ensure that the goals were going to be the same and so on. And so that's added to this extension. And so today is another extension. We are as far as we have ever been, though, I'm happy to say, with the city staff. They're really making a lot of headway. I think we're on the home stretch with this one. So hopefully this is the final extension, extending it another 2 years from December 31st, 25 to 27. The city council has approved it and it's ready for consideration.
Great. John Lewis, you're in the house. You have any comments?
No, but thanks for Rachel for coming over to the office and giving me a deep dive on the history of this project.
Okay, great. One of those sounds like again some housekeeping to deal with some delays, and paperwork, and big surprise. So I'm ready for a motion.
All right. Mr. Chair, in consideration of amendment number 7 to intergovernmental agreement number 4626 with the city of Tillamook for the Southern Flow Corridor Landowner Preferred Alternative Project, I move approval.
I second.
I hear a motion and a second, and I didn't ask for any discussion early on. Mary Faith, do you have anything you wanted to ask? Rachel?
No.
Or she?
I'm happy this is moving forward. No questions. Thank you.
Yeah, I noticed that, but I was like, I really don't have anything to say. So no, it's all good.
Anything to say, maybe that's why I just pushed it through.
Yeah.
Okay,
Reading our minds.
ready for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, at this point, we are going to be going into executive session. Ryan, would you mind telling us what we'll be going into under?
Sure. For those who are attending the public meeting, the Board of Commissioners is going into an executive session pursuant to ORS 192.660, parenthetical 2, parenthetical E, to conduct deliberations with persons designated by the governing body to negotiate real property transactions.
Thank you. We'll be going to executive session at 9:17 a.m. Oh, sorry.
Absolutely. In addition, that after the executive session, that the Board of Commissioners will then come out into a public meeting immediately afterwards and make a decision on what was discussed.
Okay, thank you very much. We will be going into executive session at 9:18 a.m. We do have a time-sensitive public hearing at 9:45, but we should be back, hopefully be back before that. So, thank you.